And we live. Welcome to another episode of Sleazy Sports. And today I'm joined by my ninja, Amelie.
What
What's
up? What
happening?
up? I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Awesome, bro. I'm awesome, man. Can't complain, can't complain. I've this week in it's the workload on my end from my 9 to 5 perspective has been immense. However, spiritually and emotionally and mentally, I'm good. I'm good, surprisingly, because I tend to, you know, I tend to lose myself in such situations. But for a change, Umuntu is beginning to get the hang of things. And yeah, it's good to
Yeah.
just be here, be live, and of course, us having our conversations. So today, man, okay, actually, how are you, bro? Let me not
Oh
be
man,
rude.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I think
Yeah,
as I was listening to you speak right now, I was actually wanted to say like
yeah.
I'm at that point where I'm finding balance, between
Danko.
almost everything I'm doing in life. Even scheduling my time to be on your show, which I love being on.
Yeah,
It's about balancing my time, balancing my energy. So yeah, I'm good,
yeah.
bro. I'm very excited to be here, bro.
Ah, no, 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 he's a king, he's a bro. And of course, we're talking about our club, really whenever we together, it's usually about our club. But before we jump onto our club, I just wanted us to have a brief discussion about Arsenal. I mean, last week we were like we were having the same kind of
LOL.
discussion, like in the sense that we were predicting whether they're going to win the league or not. But when on your end, how did you what did you watch the game? First things first. I just wanted to check with you.
The Arsenal one, no, I didn't.
Yeah. All right, all right, all right, all right. But otherwise, were you surprised that they drew, or did you see
No,
this
no, not at
coming?
all. No, I did see
Yeah.
this coming. I don't know if you remember, bro. I was on the show quite a while back, and I told you that these are kids, bro. These are kids.
Yeah.
They don't have that thing to go all the way. I did say this, bro. And after I think they drew to Liverpool first, and then
Yeah,
they
yeah,
drew
yeah.
again to West Ham. I was like, it's starting. City is not gonna
Mhm.
drop points, dog. It's not
They,
gonna drop
they
points.
dog
So
like yeah, yeah. And since you're speaking of City, bro, like City since the international break, they've they've scored okay, the first game after the international break was Liverpool 4-1. Then
yeah,
last week against the Saints. No, no, then they won 3-0 in the Champions League against Bayern.
yeah,
Then they won uh 4-0. No, 4-1 against
the
the
Saints.
Saints.
Yeah,
And now they won again. It's 3-1 against I forgot who they played. Leicester. Yeah.
against Leicester.
So
Yeah,
so it's crazy, bro, how these guys they actually adding to their goal difference, and at the same time they are really blowing away teams. And no Haaland Mvana.
yeah. No,
I
that
know,
that man's disgusting. It's
dude.
disgusting, bro.
And I have another question for you. If
Let's
City
go.
win the treble, this is just hypotheticals, right? If they
Yeah,
win the treble for the Ballon d'Or, uh, actually, can I rephrase? Sorry about that.
of course.
If City win the treble, um, this year's Ballon d'Or winner, do you think it will most probably be still be Messi, or will it be Erling Haaland?
Haaland.
Or, yeah, 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 yeah. I just wanted to check with you on that one. I
For
didn't.
me, I
Yeah,
think Haaland, because not
yeah.
only is he part of the teams that are actually winning all these accolades,
Hmm.
but he's like their main man. He's scoring the goals, of course, which is
Mm,
impressive. They can do it without him, but with him,
yeah.
he's bagging hat tricks, braces,
Hmm.
assists. So for me personally, I see what Messi did with the World Cup. I think they're
Hmm.
about to win the league also.
Of
But
course.
now, yeah, for me, I'll give it to Haaland. And you?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's very difficult to not give it to Haaland, bro. As much as yeah, World Cup is a huge achievement, but at the same time, bro, winning a treble and in the manner in which Haaland is winning it, he's
Yeah,
breaking records, bro. Like
left, right, and
he's
center. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like he's really breaking records like he's got the most goals in all competitions by a player who's playing in the Premier League.
yeah, I saw that.
Of course, for City, internally he's busting it up. He's
Yeah,
level with Salah. with 32 goals. So
Most goals
essentially,
in the season. Yeah.
yeah. So his next game, which will, of course, they play FA Cup, but their next fixture, I think, is Arsenal. That's their next fixture. You know, if he scores in that game, he would have broken
When
the record.
when
Yeah,
when he
when
scores.
okay, yeah, when he scores, he would have broken the record. And as well in the Champions League, I think he's the top goal scorer as well because yeah, he's just scoring and even his rates right now. I think he's already on like 35 goals, bro, in the Champions League, and he's only
Yeah.
22 years old. We keep
Yeah.
forgetting that this is Ntwana Mbana. Like
He's a
it's
kid. Yeah.
he's a kid and he's doing it at the highest level. You know, it's just a
Yeah.
pity that his country isn't popping it up. You know, hey, no
Yeah.
way. No way.
It's
They've
sad.
got
It's sad.
players, but they shaky, bro. I just
But
think
as a team,
coaching
they
is
just don't
needed.
do the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't, bro. They just pathetic. But yeah, man, like, hey, it would be crazy if City win the treble because I've seen in recent years that the team that normally beats Bayern in the Champions League, they
Goes
normally
on.
go on to
Yeah.
lift the trophy. So it'll be wild, bro, to see
I
to
don't want
see
it to
City.
happen, bro.
Because look now, AC Milan are in the semis, right? They'll most
Yeah.
probably
First,
play either Inter or Benfica.
I think it's
And
Inter.
yeah, it's Inter. So of course you've got an Italian, a Milan derby on one side, which when last, bro, have like Italian teams reached like the semifinals and finals of the Champions League? Like it's been a minute, bro. Like the
It
last time
has. Yeah.
I think it was Inter. No, Juve actually. Remember Juve with
Or in the final.
Pirlo? Yeah, in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
final when they lost to Barca. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the
Not Real.
and Real actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've lost to okay. Yeah, okay, actually Italian teams aren't too bad because yeah, Juve at least you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like
But it's
it's
only Juve. That's the thing. And I think I
yeah,
saw.
man.
I think Milan. The last time they reached the semis was 2007. So as you say, man, it's been a
Yeah,
minute.
it's
It's been a
been
minute.
a
Yeah.
minute,
But
dude.
if we're being honest, I don't think they'll get past the semis. I don't think an Italian team. Wait, could an Italian team make the
Yeah,
final?
they
Okay.
could if Inter win. Yeah, it's because it's gonna be Inter versus AC, and then it will most probably be Bayern.
Re-
Sorry, Man City
City.
versus Real Madrid. You know what I mean?
Do
So
you
that's
do you
a
think Bayern can come back tonight?
woo. They're more than capable of doing so, bro. I think
They
they're more
are.
than capable. Yeah, I'd never ever write them off because 3-0. Yes, it's a comfortable lead, but it teams like about Bayern, bro, especially if they're clinical, you know,
Yeah.
if
Which
they
which
take
they
their
can do,
chances. Yeah, bro. Because like
and
even
they're
when I
at
look at
home.
you see exactly, bro. It's like even in yesterday's game between Real Madrid and Chelsea, you could see, bro, that if Chelsea actually took their chances, they would have had a chance, of
They would have.
qualifying.
Yeah.
But hey, I don't know what's up with that team, Jay. They were just, missing. Like, of course, Kante. We, that's the thing about Kante. You don't expect him whenever he's in the box, whether he's
Very.
free.
Yeah.
It has to be like a clear chance for him to
Yeah.
score. You know what I mean? Like a tap in of some sort, or him being one on one with the keeper, rounding the keeper, scoring. But
Yeah.
in the position that he was in, if you'd give that chance to even Kai Havertz, I think Havertz would have put I would maybe not score, but at least the shot would have
Hit
been
the
at goal.
target.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, bro. So yeah,
No, you
man.
are right. You are right. Like, and I
Mm,
think when I was watching the Chelsea game, one of the commentators was
yeah.
speaking about it. They were like, at this level, especially because it's a cup competition, you need to be clinical. There's no
Yeah.
missing of five chances and thinking you're still going to go through. And
Yeah.
as you saw, I think most of or the first goal was against a run of play for Rodrigo,
Hmm.
like because Chelsea was on top of them, Because I
Yeah.
switched at half time, I went to watch AC, but I do know
Hmm.
that they were on top of them. So that's just Real Madrid. They're so clinical, bro,
Hmm.
and and we'll see what Bayern does. It's very exciting.
Of
It's very
of
exciting times.
course. I know it is. It is exciting times, man. But yeah, dog. Let's segue to our club, the most
Yes,
important
sir.
club. Yeah, man. This is a make or break week in the sense that we we could potentially be out of two competitions, man. And
Yeah,
I
in
mean,
one week. Yeah.
scared, bro. Like, I question another question, you know.
Yes, sir.
uh which team do you fear the most between Sevilla and Brighton?
Brighton. I feel like Brighton are more
Substantiate.
organized.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel Brighton are more organized. They are more
yeah.
of a threat on the counter, and they can build up. And in the midfield, their ball retention is something else. With Caicedo, with McAllister,
Yeah, yeah.
there's something. And Brighton they've also got depth. They've got
Mm-hmm.
stars. I don't know. Brighton's scouting is just something else. Whereas Sevilla is coming back from having quite a bad stint in La Liga. I think they're only now starting to veer off from the relegation zone. I actually thought they might get relegated, and
Yeah.
obviously they've been chopping and changing coaches, so their system has been changing. And if you look at the game that they played against us, bro, I think
Mm-hmm.
both goals were own goal, right? No,
Yeah.
uh, was
Both
both.
were own goals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Own goal.
So for me, as much as yes, they made our players make mistakes. It wasn't
Mm.
them. It's not like they destroyed us via
Yeah.
interconnecting play or their final pass. Or so I'm more afraid of Brighton. I mean, if you look
Mm.
at our injury list, we're so thin right now, and
Dude.
there's no one that I can look at on my bench and be like, at least he'll carry the team. So
Yeah.
I do feel like as thin as our team is, if everybody gives 100%, they could fight with Sevilla. But
Yeah.
even with our thin team, 100% against Brighton, I don't
Mm.
think we'll be able to cope because Brighton's got that EPL intensity.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's true. But at the same time, I also think that of course, injuries are an issue, especially at the back in our team. I mean, Maguire
Yeah,
almost costed us against Nottingham Forest. For me, really, that wasn't a small. Because for me, right now, not having Licha at the back, because Licha is our best player on the ball, in my opinion. I think he's very good at ball retention.
agreed.
Um, it makes us very vulnerable.
Yeah,
So against, of course, Sevilla, we'll most probably have a midfield three of Casemiro, Ericsson. Bruno's out because he's suspended, so
yeah,
Sabitzer will come in. And I mean, we saw in the first leg what Sabitzer did. At least he's a final action player. He's pretty much like a Bruno. He knows how to score goals, even for
yeah,
Austria. If you watch his games with Austria, like that's where for me he excels the most. His game just goes up whenever he plays for
yeah.
his national team. And so for me, when I look at those three players, um, ball retention is so. I won't say it's amazing, but I think it improves because Bruno, of course, we know how he plays. He tends to play hero ball. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting. And you did even speak about the bench because for me, that's my area of concern. You know, we saw even in the first leg when certain players were taken off, the
the
standards just
imbalance.
dropped.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then we
yeah,
just and you're right, from an imbalance standpoint, we just dropped. And it worries me a lot when that happens, bro. So I
agreed.
do agree with you. I fear Brighton too, because I do think we will beat Sevilla. I
Yeah,
can say that with my chest, but with Brighton, there's a bit of uncertainty, bro. But
yeah,
I still believe we are favorites in the sense that the way we play is really we are suited for cup competitions because we play on the
yeah,
break. Look at Real
yeah.
Madrid. Real Madrid also tend to play on the break. It's just that, but they've also got a bit of ball retention. They know how
And
to
depth. Yeah,
control. Yeah, and they've got gang depth, but they more of a. I mean, if you check the first goal, I mean, it was a long ball to homeboy, man. Rodrigo. Rodrigo went past Chalaba, who I thought for me was very stupid in committing to that
yeah.
tackle. And yeah, so I feel we can hit we can hit Brighton on the counter, maybe nick it 1-0 and go to the final.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also do fear Brighton the most, man. I do.
Can can I
Yeah,
can I ask a question?
yeah, you may.
Who would you want your starting 11 to be
Against
for Sevilla?
Sevilla. I think what. Let's do this. Really, just please bear with me. This. I think we need to have some visual representation.
Let's
So
do that. Let's do that
yeah,
because I've
let's do
been
this.
I've been having this internal battle with myself because I'm thinking about the importance of play. I mean, the
yeah,
importance of the game, obviously, and then I'm also looking at the caliber of players that we have, and I'm like, even though this guy may not be good for like three games, I need him to be just good for one game. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You
no
get that
doubt.
one game out of him, let him get us to the final. Maybe our players have time to rest, come back. We could do something. So yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, cause the trick for the game on Wednesday is Thursday rather, tomorrow, is to
Yeah,
ensure to kill off the match as soon as possible.
as soon as possible. Yeah,
We can't go into the second half now, sminyile, thinking
yeah,
of what is likely to happen. So
yeah.
yeah, it's really, I've shared my screen. Please advise if you can
Yay!
see. Can you see?
I can see. I can see everything, King. I can see everything.
Word.
I'm so
Of
excited.
course, we'll start off with David here.
Of course, it has to be David.
David. And did you see, bro? He's got the most clean sheets in the Premier League with David.
Yeah,
I was
I think it's
shocked, bro.
one above thing.
For a, okay, fine. I'm sure they use surnames. De Gea. No X. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Really, De Gea. Yeah, man, it's wild, bro. Considering how many goals we've conceded, and have you seen our goal difference? How pathetic it is,
Yeah,
bro.
it's bad. It's
It's
bad. Eh?
it's it's oh, bro. It's horrendous, bro. To say the least. And we are in it, bro. Like, I mean, De Gea's up there, bro. Which is, yeah, man. Credit goes out to him, man.
And,
So
and to and to the butcher. Credit to him
yeah.
too, bro.
Hey,
Yep.
put coming, nigga.
The butcher come, Nick.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
um,
Left back, left back. I'd say Dalo, bro. Because
agreed.
Dalo is, yeah, Dalo. Fortunately for us, is that Dalo can actually use both feet very well. So, and at least he scored his first goal. So from a confidence standpoint, I mean, even
He's a bit
how,
high.
yeah, it's a bit high, bro. Like, he
Yeah.
played very well against Nottingham Forest. And then
I
right back,
Zinga.
it
Oh,
has
going
to.
right. Foot. I thought
Oh,
you're
what?
going
Wait,
center back.
yeah, let's go right back. It's of course Aaron.
Aaron
One.
Wan Bisaka.
Oh, yes. Let's see, Aaron. One Wanx. Yeah, so it's one Basaka for me. He's
We
also
don't have a
another one.
choice.
Yeah, we don't, because from a defensive standpoint, I think whenever this guy is in, that players are not gonna beat him one on one. The
Yeah,
only weakness that this guy has is at times, especially in the box, he tends to not cover his back post. So
yeah.
it's, yeah, I remember against Arsenal when Nketiah scored his first goal against us. It was because they played a ball over him, and so he doesn't have that awareness, but it can develop.
Yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
you would
A-
develop that, then man, it'd be unstoppable, this dude.
And
Yep.
going forward, he's not great.
Ish, man.
He's doing
Oh,
better, but he's not
yeah.
great.
But
Like there was a time he was in, bro, and all he had to do
yeah,
was deliver a cross, and his
and
cross was so bad. I was like, bro, you
yeah,
had so much time. What were you gonna say?
yeah. I was gonna ask you. Of course, it's when you look at your fullbacks, right? What would you prefer, having a fullback that is offensive, but not so great defensively, or having one that is amazing defensively but not so great going forward?
So would I want Trent or Iron Wan Bissaka?
Yeah, yeah.
Personally, I'd want
Yeah.
Trent.
Mm.
Personally,
Me
person,
personally, if we're a team that was good at holding on to the ball, I'd say Trent. Because
agreed,
that's
agreed.
another way of defending. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
another way of defending. If the opponent can't get the ball from us, how can they hit us on
Score. Yeah,
any?
they come threat. They're
Yeah.
not a threat. Yeah, no,
So for
agreed,
me,
agreed.
it all goes down to that. But if we are playing the way we're
Like
playing,
like we currently play, then yeah, I'd prefer
we
one.
need Aaron. We need
Yeah, no, we
Aaron.
need
All right, let's
I
move over to the center backs, bro. You go. You go. Who do you
no,
think?
we don't have a choice. I'll do both. It's
Hey,
Maguire and Victor.
Ah, for fuck's sakes, man. Like the thing is that as well, these guys, oh, issue as well that I have is that they don't complement each other.
At all,
Lindelof
dog.
and
There's an
Maguire.
imbalance. They're both
Mm,
not good on the ball. They make stupid mistakes. At least Victor's got a bit of pace. He's not the
yeah.
fastest. He's got a bit of pace. And
Hmm.
I guess Harry can header. I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
That's where I think he gets away with it. But you saw against Nottingham Forest, I think he was booked 2 minutes in to the
Yeah.
game, and that's
Like he's
because of his
so
lack of
reckless, the
pace.
moment. He's
Yeah,
reckless.
and I don't blame him there. I thought he had to take that yellow because if he didn't, they were that homeboy was three on goal, bruh. And even the position he took the challenge in, he took it just before the player crossed the halfway line. So yeah, the for me, man, hey Maguire, dog, he's just got a lot of mistakes in him, bro, and it's very
Yeah.
hard to trust him, So I really want him to do well personally, as much as I'm not a fan of his, but I always want my players to prove
I
me
get you.
wrong. Yeah,
I
my
get
players
you.
need to try and prove me wrong, bro. But right now, I yes, yes,
Dog,
is
like for me, right, is that
mm,
you're playing at a very big club, bro. You're playing at a
hundred
very big
percent,
club.
100%.
Players that are at Brentford, like Mings, I'd take Mings over this guy,
Yeah,
and Mings is
true.
playing at such a small club. That's what I don't like, and I think you used the perfect word in the last episode I was in. You said, I think you said caliber, or
Yeah.
you said something like that. When you enter Carrington, bro, when you enter Old Trafford, you need to have a certain level, bro. Even so,
Mm-hmm.
to a point that on your average day, you're still not bad. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's how good you must be. Like if I look at someone like Thiago Silva, I'm not comparing them, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, if you look at someone like Thiago Silva, on an average day, Thiago's still great, bro.
7 out
Thiago
of
Silva,
10.
yeah, he's still great.
7 out of
But
10. Yeah.
when Maguire has an average day, it's like 4 out of 10. Like this guy
Yeah.
is bad. Same with
Yeah.
Phil. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Who's
I,
Phil? I
who's Phil,
refuse.
bro? That be
I
Crizo.
refuse.
Crizo, like who's Phil, my G? Like
I
I don't know
refuse.
who Phil is.
Rizzo.
Is it Dr. Phil? Gamba. I'm Mazu Phil, dog.
I refuse, Rizzo.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you wanna add, Sweetie? I feel like I interrupted you there.
Oh no, no, Chris is just making us go through the
Yeah.
most because we know we don't have depth.
Yeah, we
Um,
don't, man. We really
and,
don't,
and
man.
to a point where I don't think Eric has brought up any youngsters that are defenders, man.
Yeah. It's very yeah. Our youngsters, I don't think he trusts them yet.
Yeah,
It's easy to bring on youngsters when you've got a set philosophy, bro. And
true.
it's like look at City, for instance. Pep does bring in youngsters only because his philosophy is there.
Yeah,
It's evident that each and every player knows what to do when they play in the first team. So it's easier to promote. But if you're like us, we're not there yet. We haven't reached our final form yet, bro. We still,
yeah,
yeah. We still yet to reach Super Saiyan mode, bro. We still on that,
yeah,
in Goku.
yeah.
Remember that
When the
shit,
when
dog? I
the
used to annoy
when the
me,
aura
bro.
is only black
Yeah,
or
dog. And then
blue.
after that, he'd be doing that shit for like an entire episode, bro. I remember when he turned into Super Saiyan, dog. It was like for one fucking episode. You're like, dog, when are you gonna finish, my guy? Like,
I remember the kept
so,
on going.
so. Then on the next episode, and tell it's on a Friday, kick. So now you gotta wait for Monday, bruh. Like, the fuck, bro. Like, it used to annoy me, dog. Like,
Yeah, bro.
man. But hey, it's suspense, I guess. I mean, that's
Yeah,
suspense
but
for
but I will say
us.
that
Yeah,
we will transform pretty quick. I feel like this transfer window that's coming, a
yeah.
lot of things. I hope. Hey, bro,
I
the
know.
Glazers might stay. Oh my god. But anyway,
Hey, dog. Let's pray, dog. We need to pray after this episode. Yeah. So Chris says Tom's son, Mr. Jones. Oh, Folk Jones. Okay, I know. We get you, dog. We
Chriso, I know you're just joking, but like from a
mm,
from a serious like stance, this
yeah.
guy hasn't played this season. I'm not about to
He
join
has it.
in when
Mm,
it's two cup competitions and I'm fighting for top four. So
yeah,
unfortunately, because I'm stuck with Lindelof and Maguire, they're gonna have to start, bro.
yeah, I know they have to, bro. That's not
Let, let's
choice.
let's
Yeah,
step into that midfield.
yeah. All right. Of course, this one is obvious, bro.
Obvious. It's got five Champions Leagues.
Obvious.
It's got
Casemiro.
five. It's got five Champions Leagues,
Yeah,
guys.
there's not a lot. Yeah, there's not a lot that we can say about this guy, man. 7 out of
Yeah,
10. That's what I call him. Like he's just
agreed.
consistent. That's
He
that's
is.
that's that's the reason why I have so much trust in this guy. I yeah, but when we have Licha and Casemiro starting from a defensive standpoint, I always have that faith, which you know what,
Agreed.
at least there's a high possibility that we might win this game, even though Liverpool did, you know,
Woo.
pull a fast one on us. But yeah, man, it's still, bro. In the grand scheme of things, we play better whenever we
When
have
he's
this
there, yeah.
man.
And
And
Case
yeah,
Case doesn't only bring his
mm,
ability to the pitch. He brings an aura, bro.
yeah,
Like an aura of calm, of composure, of experience,
yeah,
of leadership. So
yeah,
I even if we're losing, I want
mm,
Case. You know.
yeah.
So yeah.
And as well, oh, sorry. Did you want to say?
No, no, no. I'm done.
Yeah, sorry. And as well, Zweli, bro, it's it's that thing that there's just certain players that boost the morale of the team when they are there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like with Licha. Licha feels more comfortable when Varane is next to him than when
True.
Maguire is next to him. If you get what I
Yeah.
mean. So yeah, like I just feel like Cass is that type of player, bro, that just brings out the that sort of security. When you're next to him, Wuti, here we're gonna look wavy.
True.
Okay, let's move on to the next player.
Sabitzer.
Sabet.
Myself.
Yeah, Marcel. Sabi.
Ooh. I'm gonna be very contradiction. Yeah, contradictory.
Controversial.
Contradictory
You,
and controversial with my
yeah.
next one, bro. Because I know we agreed on Ericsson, but because he's
Mm,
coming back from injury, I say
mm.
Scott, bro. And you know
Ah,
I
yeah,
don't see it.
yeah. Ah, he's dog. Relax with that guy, bruh. Ah, you want Scott, bruh? Ah,
He's on
Grizzle.
form. He's on
Let's ask
form.
Grizzle. Hey, Grizzle, would you
Hey
take
yo,
Scott?
Crizo.
Would you take
Scott or
Scott
Ericsson?
over Ericsson? Because did you see what, bro? Our midfield, at least, I'm not saying from a ball rotation, we're amazing against Nottingham, but we were
Yeah,
decent in the sense that we have someone like what I get a player like Ericsson who's very composed and who can also dictate play from deep. I think Ericsson is transitioning to be like a Shabby Alonso esque type player in the sense that
yeah.
he's a deep lying playmaker instead of him playing forward. So yeah, man, it has to be Ericsson all day because Scott as well. He's also got a knock.
I
So
did
you
not
pretty
know
much
that. I'm
yeah
looking at that now. I'm so afraid. Okay.
yeah.
Bro, our bench is so bad, man.
Oh, bro, it is pants. Yeah,
Oh my god.
and our midfield is also very experienced, bro. I mean, you've got
It is.
a 30-year-old in Ericsson, you've got another 30-year-old in Casimiro, you've got a 28-year-old in Sabitzer. So, from an experience standpoint, these guys are yeah, they've played, for quite some time. Yeah, and of course, I just wanted to bring up this comment by Crizzle that I accidentally skipped. He says at go Cass and Lindelof and Sabitzer pivot with Chief. I disagree with this one because of the ball retention aspect in midfield. I just
Agreed.
don't think I just don't think Sabitzer's good at playing the pivot. Sabitzer is better when he's further up. We
Yeah, let
saw
him
in those
go, bro.
two Yeah, we saw the two goals he scored against Sevilla, man. It's because of
Yeah,
him being in that position, and he tends to be very dangerous. And when he plays for his country, he's usually more advanced. So
yeah,
yeah, I'd rather have him there than at the pivot because the pivot is pressure, bro. That's
it
why
is. It
even
is.
with Fred, you just easily teams just target Fred, especially when
Yeah,
we have the ball because they know Uti, Fred will most probably give up the ball or even his touch will be very loose in
yeah.
situations where he's put under pressure. So yeah, man, I'd rather go with our midfield because from a balance standpoint, it is balanced.
Agreed.
We've
And I
got
feel like you
yeah,
take away so much from Case when you make him a center back.
yeah. And as
And
well,
and
sorry, yeah,
sorry, Crizo sorry, and Crizo Case doesn't have that pace, bro. When in the series bursting down through the lines, I don't,
yeah,
and I can't be mad if Case doesn't keep up within the series. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
for me personally, he doesn't have the pace. I'm not saying dog that man on the ball is incredible and
yeah.
defensively incredible, but I'd rather have him in the midfield. And I don't trust Fred. I'm sorry, I love him
Yo,
because I
nah,
don't think he's that bad, but I just don't trust him, man. I don't
I
trust
think
him.
Fred is a solid. It's just a squad player, Fred. Personally,
Agreed.
I take him as a player that needs to come off the bench, and he has his role, and I
Yo,
don't think
apparently Sabitz
yeah.
is also injured, eh?
Yeah. He is, but the thing is that he could. There's a possibility. It's like same thing with Rashford. Rashford is back in training, so there is
Whew.
a possibility that
Okay.
he might come back. So yeah, man. Let's move on to the attackers. Left
I
wing.
think I think we already know it's gonna be Jaden.
Okay, Sancho.
Eh, legend.
Yep, Jaden,
Uh,
and then
on
right
the right, Anthony.
in telling you guys about Anthony. Anthony is gonna be a problem next season. Ngatang and Chelang. The Anthony bandwagon. Oh my gosh.
I think it's Anthony. I don't know. Is there
Oh,
an H?
not Anthony. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
I think, let's just check if I'm right.
There we go.
Yep, there
Anthony.
it is. And then
Yeah.
Martial.
And then yeah, Martial. Hopefully he does not get injured. Martial. Martial tends to be a injury prone. But this
Yeah.
front three, man, like especially with Anthony. What I like about Anthony, bro, he has the intangibles. He
Yeah.
is someone who even when he gets criticized, he doesn't take it to heart. He
Very
focuses
confident.
more on yeah, thank you. That's the word. Very confident in his ability.
Yeah.
And words don't like it sticks and stones pretty much. Yeah, with
Literally.
with
Yeah.
him. And I think it also goes down to where he comes from, bro. I mean, if you come from the favelas, bro, of course you have toughness within you, because
You know life. Yeah.
such environments do build character within someone. And
Agreed.
I think Sancho needs to learn from Anthony in that sense that
Mm.
it doesn't matter what the media says about you. They can say that you are not up to scratch, but you just need to have that thing. You need to be fierce. And I mean,
Yeah.
in the last few fixtures, we've seen Anthony be very impactful. I mean, against Nottingham, he scored the first goal and provided a beautiful assist
Assist. Yeah.
to Dallo. And yeah,
Yeah.
man, like I said, watch the space next season where Anthony is gonna be a problem. People can clip
Yeah.
me if they wanna clip me. It's all Gucci. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You know where to find us. No, for real.
Yeah.
Like as thin as our team is, I do feel like this
Yeah.
team could bag one goal or two goals, and then I hate sitting back, but then they can
Ish,
sit back and
likewise.
just yeah. But
So
I do believe we could score a good two goals against Sevilla.
exactly, bro. I think so. I think so. And another question for you: who do you think is gonna be the most impactful player in tomorrow's fixture?
against Sevilla.
against Sevilla. Which player do you think was gonna, of course, be will turn up and potentially
Obviously,
win man of the match?
if this is who we're starting with, I think
Yeah,
Anthony.
yeah.
I think,
You see, you can't you beginning to hop on that bandwagon, dog. Yeah, I
but I
also
was never
think so.
against him. I was never against
Yeah,
him.
yeah. I know one thing I liked about your criticism was very constructive. You
Yeah,
weren't
yeah.
jumping the gun because people tend to criticize
To write
players in their
players off. Yeah,
especially in their first season, dog. You don't do
yeah,
that, dog. You let the player acclimatize, and then once they've acclimatized, that's when you begin to see that no, man, this guy can actually ball. Like, look at Jack Grealish. We're not
yeah.
saying he's worth 100 bar, nah,
But
but
you can
he's
see,
now acclimatized. You can see that this man now understands what is required of him. And yeah, man, even with Calvin Phillips, yes, he hasn't played like any competitive games, I think. But watch when he gets back next season, you'll see he'll start, making even the starting 11 and balling as well because he
yeah,
would have learned that this is how you play under Pep's system. And so, yeah, man. I mean, I'm happy with the squad. I think as much as we don't have Licha and Varane, I still believe we we can win. I mean, we
agreed.
just need
I
to,
feel like,
yeah,
sorry, bro. Sorry for interrupting. I feel like Sevilla's
yeah,
biggest threats are their flanks, as well as because they've got Ocampos on this side with Jesus
yeah,
Navas. On that side, I don't know if it's Oliver Torres. I don't know who else they've got on the other side now. And then obviously crossing in to
yeah.
in theory if he starts. And
Hey,
if Maguire has his jumping shoes on, I hope he
yeah,
can just deal the crosses. And
yeah,
I do believe our midfield could challenge theirs. If
yeah.
not, it's probably better. And yeah, I also trust this team. And Jaden's picking up form.
Yep.
Maciel is back, so I do trust this team. I do believe with Ten Hag's, Ten
Mm,
Hag at the wheel, his philosophy, his grit. I believe that this team will perform. And I mean, I feel like all of them are also can also see the vision and the light, bro, of
yeah,
lifting that up, you know, and in a season where I feel like all of them probably thought we're not going to do anything this season. So
yeah. Yeah, of course, Crizzle as well with another comment. Dalo must be heavy inverted in a very attacking, forward, aggressive game plan with
I hear you.
will work with Cass. I do agree with him on this one.
I
Yeah,
hear you. Yeah,
we just need to be very aggressive,
true.
and then we
From
also
the
need to be
first listen,
clinical.
from the
Yeah,
first listen.
and as well, we also need to be clinical, bro, because we tend to
Yeah,
also pull at Chelsea at times,
yeah.
because even in the first leg, I feel like we had more. We could have scored more than 2 goals.
Agreed, agreed. We could. I
Yeah,
think we could
yeah,
have had like 5 or 6.
yeah,
We were
bro.
very like we miss our chances, and it's quite annoying because
Mm-hmm.
like when your midfield and your defenders are working that hard to get the ball to the front and like nothing's happening,
Yeah,
it puts us under pressure.
it really does, bro. It really
Yeah.
does,
So
man.
so on
Mm.
paper, I feel like this team is strong. I feel like right now they've got the heart. I mean, Case is
Mm-hmm.
coming back from being banned. I think he wants to play. Um,
Yeah,
it's just our centre backs that I'm wary of, but
yeah.
we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see. I
I know
backed this
most
team.
if same here.
I back.
I also do, bro. And yeah, from a balance standpoint, I think it is balanced. That's why I chose one Basaka instead of picking uh Bobby Schmurda. Going to buy what's his name? Bobby Schmurda.
Malaysia.
Malasia. Yeah, he looks like Bobby, dog.
He
He looks
does.
like he's about he really does, man. Yeah. And I do also agree with Crizzle with this comment. Yeah, like
I doubt they
Martial
get
needs.
it.
Yeah, but another thing is Grizzle, like we still have the FA Cup tie, I think,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think as well, Swelly, bro, this is another question for you. Let's segue out of this. Let me just quickly do this. Do you think that football is pretty much turning into like a 60-minute game in the sense that as a player you aren't required to play 90 minutes, especially if you've got depth. Imagine we've got all the targets we want, right?
Yeah,
And we want to compete in all fronts, just not just the league, but we just want to compete in all fronts. Do you think that playing players for like 60, 70 minutes and constantly rotating is the way forward in modern day football? Because when you look at Pep Guardiola stays thingy rotating.
yeah,
And another thing is that I spoke to one of a friend of mine on Monday. He mentioned that part of the reasons why Arsenal are struggling is because major sorry, they key players like your Saliba of this world, um these key players are out. It's pretty much working against them because guys like Rob Holding is not used to playing um those sort of minutes, and he's not used to playing competitive football. I'm sure he does
yeah.
play in training, but he's not used to playing competitive football, and that's it does hinder the squad's ability to play at the highest level because some players aren't used to playing
Yeah.
competitive games. Whereas if you balance it out across everyone, essentially, even if you lose an important player, because the number two is constantly playing as well, you don't really feel it.
I was
um
going to speak to that. Yeah.
yeah, you can
No,
go, bro, you
I
can add
completely
to it.
agree. I
Mm,
mean, in a season you're playing about like if obviously if you're competing in four competition, you're playing about over 50 games. So it
yeah,
would be irrational to consider, or as a coach, to look at your top players and be like, you guys
yeah,
must hit 90 minutes every game. Another aspect, and I say this as someone who's
mm,
been on the bench, right? When in terms of keeping, because remember, coaches are not only coaches now; they're also managers. So you have to
yeah,
manage your team. So as a player that's been on the bench, when you're on the bench, you're also thinking like, give me my chance, let me prove myself.
mm-hmm,
This thing of me not playing me at all, it also when I come on, I'm also gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna give 100% because what's the point? Next
yeah,
week you're gonna start another guy. So I heard you mention Pep. I mean, Ancelotti also does it, and
yeah,
Ancelotti's got bigger names at his club. He rotates, and it's crazy because every time I look at the starting 11 for Real Madrid, I'm like, hey, this guy wasn't playing last week. Hey, now look who's
mm,
playing. So yes, I do agree with that 16-minute statement, as well as giving other players opportunities to prove themselves and also resting your top players because it is
mm,
like I said, if you're competing in 40 games, 50 plus game. If you're competing in four competitions, it is 50 plus games, and
mm,
you want to get the most out of all your players to a point where, like you said, if your choice number one gets injured, choice number two is not coming off the bench for 30 games, and now you must play him. That's what we're speaking about with Phil Jones. Like
mm-hmm,
had Phil Jones come on for like every game after like 85th minute,
mm-hmm,
5 minutes plus added time, then we're in this predicament. I could be like, okay, yeah, Phil Jones has played even though it was 5 minutes, but that guy hasn't
yeah,
touched the pitch at all.
nothing,
Yeah,
yeah,
so I do agree, bro. And like these men are not machines, bro. I mean, professionals even have come out and they've stated that the schedule is so intense,
mm-hmm,
whether it's international duty or playing cup competitions plus the league. So yeah, the conversation that you and your friend had on Monday, I don't know which friend, I
yeah,
completely agree because it's true, bro. You can't get 90 out of every player all the time.
100%, 100%, bro. And yeah, man, in closing, did you want to add something maybe as
Um,
far as the discussion is concerned? Do you have any other questions? Yeah,
I just want whoever's watching to not forget that United is literally probably in stage one of its rebuild, and we're doing
yeah,
this well. Um, I think a lot of people have been talking about if Arsenal finished second, would it still be a good season for them? And for
mm-hmm,
me, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. It wouldn't be a good season because of the fact that they were first for about 80% of the whole
yeah,
season. For me, finishing top four, having won only the Carabao, I'm fine with that. I don't want
mm-hmm,
that, but I'm fine with that. I would love us to
mm-hmm,
win Europa, would love us to win FA Cup, but I'm
mm-hmm,
fine with that because we're still carrying so much dead weight. My My coach hasn't even had a preseason with his team, so I'm very happy with where Manchester is right now, bro.
Yeah, no, no, no. Fully agree with you on that, bro. And initially, yeah, when I was talking with the gents in Monday's episode, they did ask if Arsenal finished second, is it a failed season? Initially, I said no, in because when I look at the progress, they used to be a team that we don't consider to even challenge for the title, and this season
Yeah,
they're challenging, you know. But in the grand scheme of things, these men have been at the top for such a long time, and so
dude.
yeah, it's them pretty much, you know, buckling a 4 goal lead. You know, you're
Yeah,
leading 4-0, and then after that you lose 5-4. That's bad.
yeah,
Yeah,
that is
even
bad.
though, yeah, even if it's against Real Madrid, it's bad
Yeah,
regardless. Ngokuthi you are
yeah,
4-0 up. You should be able to contain these guys until the final whistle. But for you
agreed.
to concede five is not a good look at all. So yeah, Nami, I ended up changing my mind and saying that, you know what, um, I'm allowed to be wrong, and yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I
And
agree. So yeah,
sorry, last point. I know we keep saying last point, bro.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
think after Barcelona, Arsenal was the second biggest football project in the world in terms of
yeah,
rebuilding. Arteta's had time, bro. He's had
yeah,
time. He's been winning FA Cups. This was his
yeah,
season to win the league. I don't know if
yeah,
you all speaking. He's not going to win it next. Oh, Sisha was saying that. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
Lamech was saying that.
Lamix
They're
said
not going to
that.
win
Yeah,
it next season. They're not going to win
yeah,
it next season. So it's now or never, bro.
that's
But yeah,
true. Because the
shout
thing
out
is that,
Manchester.
sorry.
Sorry. No, I was just saying, but yeah, shout out Manchester.
Of course. Yeah, that's true, bro. Because next season teams are gonna strengthen. We're gonna strengthen. Chelsea are gonna strengthen.
Newcastle.
Liverpool, Newcastle, Man City most probably they will add more because I mean it's also good to all constantly get new faces, bro, so that the standards don't drop. Because some players, after you win a shitload of trophies over and over again, you tend to not give a fuck anymore. You're like,
Yeah,
yeah, fine. I've got 5 Premier League titles. Who gives a fuck? But as a fan, I want trophies all the time. I can't get
same.
enough of winning. You know. So yeah, um, yeah, guys, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. You know, I do get engagements, but it's just that people don't like. You know, like just please help a brother out. It does help with the algorithm when you do. Yeah, but Zweli King, thank you so much for availing yourself.
Always, man.
This is a dope episode as per usual. Hopefully this week is a make instead of a break. Hopefully we can, you know, win both games because I'm that greedy. Yeah,
Sorry,
you can always.
predictions for both games, and then I'm done.
All right. Against Sevilla, I say we're gonna win 2-0.
Agreed.
So it'll be
Same.
4-2 on aggregate. And then against Brighton, I say we're gonna win 2-0 again.
I
Watch, bro.
think 2-1. I think we'll
2-1.
concede.
Yeah, but like it's gonna be a very interesting game because we're playing at a neutral venue, number one.
Yeah, Wembley.
So it's Wembley. And like when I look at what's this team, bro? Newcastle, when we played them in the final, they part of the reasons why they lost is the experience component, bro, that we
Yes.
have. We've got winners in our team. Finally, we've got a Casemiro, we've got a Sabitzer, you know,
Got a Licha.
guys. Yeah, Licha. We even got Ericsson because he did win the Scudetto with Inter.
The Inter, yeah.
Um, yeah, so we do have players who can actually, you know, play at that level, and they've been in competitions where, you know, it's top in competitions like the Champions
Yeah.
League, as you've mentioned. And of course, in closing, this is Chriso's comment. Europe focus is second, route to Champions League. I'd focus on Europe, and I do agree with him. I really do agree with him. If we win the Europa League, bro, I'll be over the moon, bruh. Because that's
Same.
Champions League, Super Cup, and we can win the Super Cup, bruh. We can win that as our very first serious piece of silverware, bro.
Yeah.
Because yeah, most people don't think it is, but it really is. It's bigger than the Community Shield. Community
Definitely
Shield
is.
is, uh, but thingy is you what I can Super Cup is a bigger trophy, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Thank you so much, King. Guys, as mentioned, like, comment, share, subscribe, put your brother on. This is Easy Sport, and we out.
Later, guys.
Peace.